Welcome to the show. As you know that the Big R, we always talk sports and all facets of life. Remember, the Big R is a financial company, and then we are saying those are our principles. Our principles are very simple. Apply all the positive R words in whatever problem that you have in terms of taking responsibility. When you have a problem, you have to take responsibility. And every time you need to reflect and review. Every time you need to have that resilience. And as a person, you must be resourceful. So all the positive we can think of, always check the results. That's very important. Now, like I say, you find financial matters in all aspects of life. Sports is one of them. You know that every Monday we review, we look back what happened over the weekend. We look back what happened during the week. Today, I'm joined by Roy, a very staunch Kaizer Chiefs fan and Arsenal fan. I'm sure this week is not a very good week in welcoming you, Roy. Welcome to the show.
No, thanks. Yeah, it was not a good weekend on my side, but we'll get there.
Yeah, but it's part of the game. It's part of the game. Yeah. And then I'm sure Arnold Rankoko will join us because I've already sent him the link. So maybe still struggling. But nevertheless, let's move on. Life goes on. Now, let's look at the games. Let's go to Europe. What happened? Especially, let's start with your team, Arsenal. They played during the week, I'm sure. And then just tell me, let's look what happened.
I think the mistake, firstly, you see, I just moved from where I usually sit watching the game, and I went to the bedroom. I said, no, I'll watch it in the bedroom. And first minute, I think it was on the 42nd when the game started. And in my take, that goal should have, VAR sometimes. I think that goal should have been allowed. And I went on Facebook and I said, no, what's happening? I need to sleep.
Which game is this?
The Arsenal and Villa game.
Oh, Villa. So in other words, over the weekend, not during the week.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, last night.
Yeah, last night. Okay.
Yeah, last night. I think Arsenal mental-wise, because even after we were saved by, the goal that they scored, these boys, you could see the interchange of passes. They were just relaxed inside the box of Arsenal. There's no man marking. Everyone is just, it was just another poor marking because the ball came from the left. I think we spoke about last time with you and Arnold that on the traditional soccer, the old, even today's soccer, once you go on the flank, possibilities that a cross will come in. And you look at the goal, the first one that then was allowed for Aston Villa. That goal passed a lot of people up until the last guy on the other side. Unfortunately, he had to hit our own guy for an own goal. So it tells you that in terms of mindset and focus, I'm not sure. But otherwise, as me and you speak at most times, I think they are going back to that game because Arsenal, they will play the ball from the keeper, back, midfield, up until it reaches up front. I think they are going back there to the Wenger style of playing. The ping pong, interchange of passes, I think they are going there. They just need to get the other aspects of the game.
The tiki-taka football.
Yeah.
Yeah. In other words, they lost 4-0. Was it 4-1 or 4-0 against Villa? And then, yes.
Yeah.
They lost 4-1. Was it 4-1 or 4-0?
Yeah, 4-1.
4-1. Now, I don't know. This is what I've noticed. throughout the world, there is now an emergence of new teams, especially small teams. I made this observation, I'm sure you have noticed yourself, that look at Leicester City. I don't know what this could be attributed to the coaches or the management. Leicester City, they played in the Champions League. They went through, they qualified for Premier League. They went through until they win the Premier League. That was amazing, outstanding. Remember, all the time when you are from the Champions League, you want to retain your status. But this is what they did. They just went all the way until they won the Champions League. I mean, until they won the Premier League. Okay? So, I don't know after that, remember those small teams, they always focus on trying to retain their status. But guess what? They never went down. And as we speak, Leicester City is on top of the league. All right? And not only that, Jamie Vardy is a top goal scorer. All right? And it's not only that. You go to Spain. You know what happened? Madrid lost. All right? Yesterday. And who's on top of the log? Real Sociedad. They won all their 5 games. All right? And that's not the end. You go to Italy. Who's on top of the league? People that we never thought they would be on top of the league. AC Milan. All right? You come to South Africa. Who's on top of the league now? Here at home. We see the emergence. Now, remember, it was always Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, Kaizer Chiefs dominated. But for the past few years, 5 years, Sundowns has been dominating. I don't know. I'm just making an observation that I see the underdogs emerging. All right? And then that shows that football has taken another turn. And then we also watched the game between Dortmund and Bayern Munich. Was it on Sunday? I think it was on Sunday. What a beautiful football. And then although Bayern Munich, they're still dominating. You know, Bayern, they look like a very, very strong team, especially even in the Champions League. Look, if you look at Bayern Munich, you know, they have all weapons. You have Coman on the right-hand side. You have Sane, and then you have Gnabry. You have Lewandowski. You know what? They are all over. You know, when it comes to the goalkeeper, you know, if you look at, what is the name of their goalkeeper, by the way? You know, if you look at his game and Ter Stegen, it's almost similar. They play the same game. But it shows that Ter Stegen has learned from the goalkeeper of Bayern Munich. And that guy, I'm telling you, you fight Bayern Munich, you also fight him. And remember, this guy has been on top of the game for many, many years. And he's still on top of the game as we speak today. All right? So for me, the team that looks real convincing for the Champions League, it's Bayern Munich. Yes, I've seen Juventus, but the problem that I have with Juventus, they are almost similar like Barcelona. If Ronaldo is not scoring goals, no one scores goals. Remember, Ronaldo brings an element of not only the player that delivers the goal or the player that adds the spark in the team, but that element of fear to the opponent, you know, plays to their advantage. It helps them. And then we saw it again in Spain. We saw what Messi did. He started on the bench. I'm told that he was not comfortable. He had some discomfort during the week, during the Champions League. So they started him on the bench. But when he came, he changed the game. You know, I saw one guy says on the social media, Messi does not have to touch the ball. His mere presence that changed the game. They did well, but I'm not convincing that Barcelona are going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially when it comes to the Champions League. The way I see them, they won't go far. They'll be knocked out very soon. Because if you look at Barcelona, there's no, I don't know, you know, the first 11 was very good. Dembele was doing very well. This young man, what's his name again? Ansu Fati was doing very well. Griezmann was playing well. There was nothing wrong with Griezmann. Well, unfortunately, he missed the goals, all right? But he was playing very well. I could see he was marking, going there. He was active. And then, for me, I think it was a wrong move by Koeman to replace him. You know, when the player has missed goals and penalties, you take him off. You know, you are telling him that he's not adding anything. And I could see that the guy was so disappointed. You could see that he wanted to cry, you know. So, you know, football, it's more psychological than any other thing. So what I see is an emergence of the underdog. Now, as I come back home, here, I'm in Sundowns. Remember Mamelodi Sundowns? They were nothing. But today they've emerged. You know, they're forced to be reckoned with. You like it or not, you cannot talk about South African football without Sundowns. Yes, of course, Orlando Pirates are still playing very well. I enjoyed their game, all right? And then Kaizer Chiefs, I think the issue is mental when it comes to Kaizer Chiefs. Because, you know, as much as we can say it's a coach and so on, but when I do a comparison, when I was telling you about Leicester City, no big changes at Leicester City, all right? But I think the psychology that's prevailing there tells you what's happening. Look at Bloemfontein Celtics. Bloemfontein Celtic has not added new players. They are still using the players that they had. But the brand of football that they are playing, the determination, you know, like I'm saying, everything is psychological. I think Kaizer Chiefs has to work psychological. That's my take. I may be wrong, and then I don't know what's your take. Let me hear what you say.
No, you're right. So let me maybe start from what you said about the smaller teams. You see, if every team, I like these competitive leagues because you can't go over there and tell yourself I'm a big team.
Yeah.
You'll be trapped by a very small team or a team that is below the 10th position and will give you a problem. So in all that consistency, I think I'm not sure how, because you know our soccer now or football is just evolving and there's a lot of things involved. So if you're not consistent, you can be at the best form, but if you are not consistent, then you lose it all. I think it's the same problem that as you are saying. I just watch some snippets sometimes with the La Liga games, but you spot on. Barcelona, they're also not consistent.
Exactly.
The application of the game, it's not consistent. So I think you're right there. But as you speak about, you're right. You speak about Bloemfontein Celtics.
Yeah.
Those youngsters have been some of them you just see when they play, who is this? And because of consistency and giving it all, you can see that no, these guys are hungry. They want something, and it's what is lacking from, for example, from my team. All the shoulders are just down. The players, you're not sure what is happening, but I don't know. But I think you're right. Smaller teams, moreover in the competitive leagues, you can't say this is a smaller team. They'll shock you.
Let me welcome Arnold. Shubi Ntwentle. Supersport commentator.
Um,
How are you doing? I
thank you.
realized you're struggling, but
Yeah, no,
finally
no.
you are on.
Yeah, even now, but it's so unstable, my network.
Is it?
Remember, good evening. Yeah.
Mm.
Member, what ISP are you using? I think I must recruit you to telco.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we had already started, and then we just went all over the show. One of the issues that we're talking about, there is that emergence of the smaller teams in the whole world. You look at England, there was this team, Leicester City, all the way from Champions League, never happened before, all the way until they win the Premier League. And normally when the teams are from that lower league, they just want to survive. I don't know whether this might also have spin-off to Moroka Swallows. All right, I'm not saying that. All the way from a lower league, they went to the Premier League and they won the league. The following year, they competed. You know, it was not about the survival. And as we speak today, they are on top of the league. That's Leicester City. Jamie Vardy is a top goal scorer. All right. And then you go to Spain. Out of the blue, Real Sociedad, they're on top of the league. All right. And they've been showing that consistency for the past 3 seasons now. Now they're leading as far as the league is concerned. Real Madrid, they lost yesterday. And they didn't just lose, they lost by 4. All right. And Barcelona, you can't say Barcelona, they're a threat. They are not consistent. You go to Italy, Spain, I mean, you go to Italy, Juventus was the team, but now who's leading the log as we speak? AC Milan. You know what? AC Milan was not taken serious for many years. Now here they're emerging. We come here Celtics. Celtics doesn't, he's lost again. Celtics haven't changed any players, but the way they play, you know, and they're a threat. So, as I say, I think it's more psychological than any other thing, you know, and hence the coaches. Remember, the coaches are not playing. But the most important thing as a coach is to make a player believe that I'm better than Messi on that day. I'm better than Ronaldo on that particular day. You see, if players have that mentality, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. Now, with Kaizer Chiefs, what do you think? What could be done now before we talk about Pirates? Because Pirates did well. We need to be, you know, fair enough. Pirates did well. They play very well. But let's talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Where do you think were the problems? How should they solve their problem? You know, me on my own, I was saying, if I was a coach, all right, immediately after that game, I would say to the players, okay, guys, let us not talk anything. Let us blame anyone. Go home, all of you, go and sleep and relax, all right? But the following day, I want you early. And we watch the very same game. I wonder whether in South Africa, do they do that? Watch the very same game. All of us, me as a coach and the players, and as we are watching, including the technical staff, and check where we made mistakes. All of us, remember the big R, taking responsibility and review and reflect. Now, all of us need to check where, as Parker, where did I fault? Where, as Cardoso, where did I fault? All right? As Matoho, where did I fault? Do you understand? Look at this way. Some of the mistakes, they are uncalled for. Matoho knows very well he's on a yellow card. How do you go out and commit a mistake? Already you are losing. Do you understand? And this is a cup game. Let's say you let that guy pass you and then they score. And that guy was far. How do you do that? Now, one of the things that I think is a problem, our players are not fined. You see, me, if I was a coach, if you didn't play well, I'll fine you, your salary. If you get a red card, which is uncalled for, I'll fine you. Yellow card, I'll fine you, all right? Some, yes, if you take it for the team. Guy was one-on-one with the goalkeeper, then you take it, all right? Yeah. I would understand, all right? But I was just thinking about this one of Madrid. The guy's on a yellow card. And look, that guy was almost in the middle of the park. I don't know, Roy, I don't know.
Yeah, let me start. It's unfortunate Arnold is gone. I remember at one point I was following, I'm not sure which some analysis on Supersport. This guy made exactly the point you're making, you know, with these boys now, with those things they put on the head, those steels and stuff. They go after the game, is those things. Going to the dress room, is those things. In the bus, is those things. Put their bag. They go into the dressing room. No talks among themselves. After the game, he goes into he doesn't even go to the bus. He comes with his expensive car. After the game, he goes into, when he gets home, instead of going maybe after the game, let's say the derby, you go and analyze how you performed yourself before somebody calls you or the coach. They don't do that. I wonder if they do that. Take it further now. We just spoken about, you know, from the time of Freeze, Tovi. Remember, Tovi had no pace.
Yeah.
But he was there. You got a guy like Matoho. He's just returned from game time. He's not that fit. His timing of because you see what these boys do now. They know his weakness and they know where to catch him. If he's lucky, he will have to slide and then use his long legs. You've got your partner like Cardoso. You can't be a central defender and always found wanting facing your own goals. There was a goal that came where he was almost in the center line on the right flank. That boy took him and he was moving with him. And you could see that now he's under pressure. He can't do anything. If he can do anything towards the box, he will cause a penalty. So, but after all, I think it's just, I think mindset. I still feel those guys, and I understand what you're saying. If maybe they just need a brotherly talk to say, guys, what's really happening? Because at some point, some will tell, no, but guys, once you wear that jersey of Kaizer Chiefs, I'm not sure what's going on in their mind. Because reality is, as players, the coach or the management, there is nothing else that can be done currently. They have to use the resources that they have, and there's no other way about it. So it's a matter of, let's get used to what we have and make mistakes where we can. Like I was saying, at least these knockout games, they're allowed. But imagine they do these elementary mistakes in a league. I was looking at one guy going on Facebook saying, Amazulu now want to play Kaizer Chiefs because every team seemingly that goes there gets three goals. And I was saying, indeed, if they will perform like this in all the teams, we've just spoken about Celtics, those balls will run at them because it's clear now, if you take the game to Matoho or the back line, they get under pressure and they panic. The goalkeeper has got nothing to do.
But I think we need to give Gavin Hunt a chance. He has just arrived. And remember, Gavin Hunt is a coach with pedigree. He has done it, has seen it. And then the team is led by an astute leader in Mr. Kaizer Chiefs. I'm sure Mr. Mtaung do make analysis. He knows exactly where he wants the team to go. So we need to be patient. And then I think those chief supporters, including yourself, Roy, they need to keep on backing them up and understand that, okay, there are problems, but they'll come back. I don't know. That's what I can say now.
But moreover, we can take, I always say, like you have played soccer at some point, Saubrey, not professional. I always say that it's easy to talk when you're outside. But I'm just giving a point. You know, when Kevin came, whether this boy Ngezana was at the lowest point, hunted to understand him, but I gave him a chance. You are now, there is a coach that came. He's a new coach. He wants to understand all of you in terms of partnership, combination, and stuff, and understanding. He doesn't field you, but he says, I'm seeing something on you. He gives you a chance, and then you let him down. So I'm saying, as much as is the responsibility of everyone, I think the players at some point also look a guy like Jangas. He never got a game time. It's just like Malulega, like I was saying the last time, that this guy, ever since he came from Cape Town,
Yes.
he has never played to his full potential. Same as Jangas. Jangas was giving Chiefs and the other teams when he was playing for Black Stars. That boy is good. He's skillful. He can do any pass. He's just gifted. But ever since he got to Chiefs, nothing.
No,
He has not played much on mid and top. He's given a chance now. Prove yourself to say, at least I'm hungry. Okay, I read some guy saying, no, he's got his personal stuff on the side of booze and girls. But I take it, when you're given a chance in the football play, you must just try at least. Give confidence to the person who's giving you that chance.
But you know, one of the things that we need to take into consideration, you know, some teams, they just train players. You know, I look at Barcelona. All the players who goes there, they struggle. Including Neymar. Neymar struggled. What made Neymar to come up? Even Suarez. Messi went to him and said, no, man, you are a good player. Hence we bought you. Just play your football. That is why Neymar cried. Suarez, I remember when he arrived, he was struggling until Messi spoke to him. And I've seen many players, you know, yes, Tembele. Tembele is a good player. But, you know, Barcelona, I don't know what happened. I don't know whether they are scared or what. Yes, Quintino. It does happen. The same thing again with a team like, what is this? Real Madrid. You'll find that players are very good, but when they go to Madrid, for instance, take the example of Bale. Bale was exceptional, but he went to Madrid. What happened? Take, for instance, Hazard. He went to Madrid. What happened? So sometimes that also plays a major role. Yes, they want to play for those teams, but they are not ready. You know, they put extra pressure on themselves. Hence, I'm saying everything is here, is in the mind. Everything is in the mind. But nevertheless, let's go to Pirates, because we'll be doing injustice if we don't touch on Orlando Pirates. We need to credit Pirates. They have done exceptionally well. Pirates, they look good. They look good. And then I wonder, out of all the players that were playing, how many of them are from MDC or their feeder squad. But they are now showing a very good combination. The coach is brilliant. The coach is brilliant.
I think you,
yeah.
You think you spot on, Saubrey, because we're speaking about mentality.
Yeah.
You look at Pirates. the guy that came from the Namibian. I think understanding your opponent, you could see that guy that he's got an instruction. Take them on. There is a weakness somewhere. Take them on. That was he was doing yesterday. He scored that goal. Look, the celebration. The guy who went to him came in. That's a substitute. He comes in and also scores. And then they interview the same guy after the game. You hear that in terms of mentality, they told themselves, no, forget about the 3-0. It's like the score is not. And that's how, at least, preparation and the hunger, the players told themselves, if the technical team has had to feed that into their minds, but they also took that. You could see everyone was committed. From the back, I was trying to look at whenever there is an aerial ball, Hlachwa will always win those balls. And you look at Castro, tall as he is, but always when they go on one-on-one, Hlachwa wins the ball. And it tells you in terms of the mentality, the readiness, the expectation. I don't really know. But as you were saying, I think Pirates, yesterday, I think 10 out of 10. I think they were good. The interchange, breaks, catching Chiefs out of play, you could see everything was just done perfectly so. I think without maybe being bitter that Chiefs lost, I think they were good yesterday. And it's the mentality, if they could go this way, because when things are not going up, you look at Chiefs. I don't know whether we'll say it's the situation that we currently faced with. You see, when you've recruited, everyone fights for that. If I can be in the first 11 or at least in the bench, it means I'm part of the team. And you know, when you get a chance, the substitute will even do more better because of what the coach or the technical team has seen. There is a loophole here, we have to close here, make a change, because I think the idea of bringing substitutes is because we have seen a gap, or you want to close that gap and then make something better. But this is what happens now. Every player who comes in, the Pirates subs, you could see that these guys, everyone is just saying, if I get a chance, I must just impress.
That will be good for them to do well. Remember, both Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs, they have been having a long drought of success. And these are the big teams, especially in our country. Let's go to Bloemfontein Celtics, their game with Supersport, isn't it? And then let's look at that game. What happened? What's your take watching the game?
I told some guys that these boys, they went and played according to instructions, and the instruction. Remember, with Blom also, they had this guy not being available in the few games, but when he came, Mabena. When he came, he scored, and you could see when he was not there, they still played. And the strategy of Bloemfontein is to take the game to the opponent. These young boys, they'll run at you. And their strength, I don't know, they are physical trainer. One thing I've noticed with those boys, they'll run from the first whistle till last minute. They'll run at you.
They're hungry, so, as you normally say, hunger.
Yeah. At Lucas Moripe, what they did, they just removed the foot from the pedal. But I think they learned something, because what they did back home, they concentrated all that. And you could see there is a time where Mabena and the other guy, you will expect that was supposed to be a goal. They do some interchange in the box, and you don't expect that from Mabena especially. He's a finisher. So, but you could see that I was when the game started, I said, Celtics, the way they're playing, they really want this, and they're just pushing. So I think Supersport, that is what maybe, again, if I could touch on the Pirates Chiefs game. At some point, first 15 minutes, it was like these guys, Chiefs, are coming to a game where it's normal 0-0. But at some point, they up the game. So you ask yourself, why don't you start from the same gear? I think Supersport were trying. This guy was pushing as pushing. They should have started with that, knowing that they're playing away, and these guys have got an advantage of the away goal. So they picked up very late. And that late, when you play teams like, because maybe it's a game that will go to after. There's no parking of the bus between Liverpool and Manchester City. It's a ping pong. You get a chance to move it from your side, it's moving. So I think it's some of these things that I think Supersport on the day, they relaxed, thinking they want to understand the dynamics, they want to understand the team, not knowing that they actually themselves are under pressure for the fact that they've got the team they are playing against has got an away goal, so it always worked against them. So you just take the game from the onset to your opponent.
I think John Maduga is doing a very good job, and I hope they don't change the coach as soon as possible. What I really like about Kaizer Chiefs, Kaizer doesn't change coaches immediately. It takes a while. It gives them a chance. I don't know what happened with the issue of Middendorf because he was not there for long. But normally, Mr. Mtaung gives coaches at least 3 years, all right, so that they can prove themselves. So I hope John Maduga will be kept. And then now, what do you think? What's going to happen before we go to Liverpool and Man City? What do you think? What's going to happen between Pirates and Bloemfontein City? Who do you put your money on?
It's going to be a very interesting game, Saubrey. I'm just looking at the way the players are taking the game from the start. They all want to attack, and I think you'll remember me. The team that is going to win the game between these two, it will be a matter of a mistake. It's a matter of catching you, whether on a counter or on a mistake. But both teams, they're taking the game to their opponents. And it's going to be a very interesting, it just needs some tactical mindset on the day because you're almost playing the same kind of football. And on the day, it will be a matter of a mistake that gets you a loss. But it's going to be a very interesting game.
It's going to be a humdinger. I'll tell you one thing. I'm sure our viewers there, it's very important. Remember, we are not experts. You also have your own views. And probably your views might even be better than us. As you're watching there, please subscribe and make comments. Comment. And then maybe when we do the next show, we'll see your comments and take it from there. So it's very important that you comment and also do the like. Now let's go to Man City and Liverpool. What did you see there? Two coaches, two brilliant coaches.
What a game. What a game. I just think the 1-1 was not a true reflection of the game.
Yeah.
Start from the penalty miss from the captain. I don't expect that guy lifts up Man City. Is one guy that I think is not noticed, but he's workaholic. He gives it all. But what I liked from the game yesterday, as I was saying now, I was saying to one guy, you know, if you have played tennis and you want to either you do an ace, but you wait for your time to serve. If you serve, you use that as an advantage. This is what happens with Man City and Liverpool. You, the time it moves from the goalkeeper of either side going forward, you must know that they're coming to you, both sides. And what you would look yesterday, the top marksmen of Liverpool, they were not very they were not the guys to look at yesterday. Everyone who catches the ball is moving. So there was no we have to wait for him to get the ball or look at him. But you could see that everyone was on the move, both sides of the team. So it was a very interesting. I think I still feel that the 1-1 was not a true reflection of the game.
Don't you think that the absence of Van Dijk, is still showing? Because I'm sure if Van Dijk was there, he brings stability. Not only stability, when they are dead ball, whether corner or what, Van Dijk's presence will always be there. Remember, he's a good header. That's another thing. I don't know. I'm just asking.
Yeah, that's where I was talking about in the game of Pirates that you could replace any guy. Although sometimes there is exceptions where one comes in and is pays in terms of those who will say that big shoes to fill. But I feel that at least those that were there, they still give it all. You could see that what anything the game could go anywhere because it's just attack, and you could see the guys. What I like with the Liverpool coach, that guy I don't know what he drinks because he's always jovial, and I think he allows the players to just flow. When one makes a mistake, he's clearly sense. He talks, but you could see that he's talking on with that spirit that you can do better or you can improve. And after the game, you could see both of them because of the attacking mentality. They just come and shake. You see that anyway, the game could go anyway.
And then what about the absence of Aguero? Do you think it had an impact?
My take, Saubrey, is, you know, he's one player for some time. I think when he's on form, he has got that little mentality of Messi. When the ball is within the legs, whether you kick him and when you think you'll kick him for he will go just sleep. No, he's just I don't know whether when he came back from injury, then there was some mental disturbance. But I think in the games that I've watched, he's not the same Aguero that I know.
Yeah, age is catching up with him. And then, but I'm sure if Aguero was there, definitely the penalty was going to be taken by him. And most of the time he buries them,
Yeah.
So that could have been one element. While we are still there, viewers out there, like I said, if you want to make comments, please make comments. And then if you want us to improve on something, tell us. It's very important. This is an ongoing thing. It will improve with time. And then any comment that you'd like to make, we'll appreciate. And please subscribe and like. I think we've done our bit for today. And then we are going to look this is international this coming week. And then probably We'll see what's going to happen. Sometimes I feel this international break, it kills the rhythm. And when the players come back, they're either injured or jet lagged. And then, you know what? The football is not the one that you expect. I've seen teams losing titles just after the international break. I don't know, what's your take there?
Yeah, I think you're right, Saubrey. Whether it's a matter of going there, and what word can I adaptation, because I think soccer has become a professional career. I think they go there to play. They come back, they play. So competitively with your national team, you're still competitive also on your team.
At local level.
Yeah, so it doesn't take that because I went for, because this is where I remember, I think Echugal will really have a problem after he will tell you that somebody went to the national team, they came back very different. So I think indeed it has some effect, and it's a matter of that maybe those technical gurus need to look into. Indeed, they go out to play for national teams. Some is even vice versa. They don't perform in their local teams, but when they go for the national teams, you see something different. So it's also a mind change. Like I've said, it's like a profession now. It's where they're making money, and the recognition they get, the exposure with the national team, it sells you to international teams, to national and international leagues. So it's just a matter of dealing with the mindset again, because the kind of football we're in now, it involves a lot of aspects. So I think it's one that maybe players and the technical guys, technical teams, managers need to look into.
Roy, it was nice talking to you. It was also nice to talk to our viewers. Thank you very much. We'll meet again, probably on Friday. Look at what happened to the national teams across the globe. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
No, thanks for the invite again.
Thank you.